Everyone has had a wonderful new year. Wishing everybody and our followers and our viewers a happy Diwali and happy new year to everyone. Today, we've decided to reboot the entire format of the IELTS. We'll be going ahead with first displaying the reading tips for academic in general. And the reason why we're doing it is because after the holidays, a lot of people who have their examinations, and I'm pretty sure that with these tips, you guys can actually, try to focus on your goal, try to focus on what you want to achieve in IELTS, and then these tricks should at least help you see some kind of an improvement in your reading skills, right? Now, as we have over here, we've got the academic section different, general section different. Now, I won't be talking about the official reading tips, I'll be giving them away as I discuss the points. If you see, both of them have 5 points. For the academic section, I've put develop a habit. Now, anybody who's reading this right now would definitely understand this is not actually a tip, okay? It's a strategy I'm actually trying to show you. That first you have to develop a habit of reading English. And when I mean reading English, I'm focusing on the part that you read something which is available in the same language which is being asked in your IELTS exam papers. For academic students, you have 3 lengthy papers, passages in which you are asked 40 questions. Those passages are informative, sometimes they are based on somebody's autobiography, somebody's exploits, probably on history, probably on sports. The ideal reason over here to talk on this is that unless and until you develop a habit of understanding these, okay, you'll be able to understand your reading papers much better, and that will help you give out quicker answers, okay. The strategies of skimming and scanning can only help if you have developed a habit, okay. If you are not a reader, you will fall down, and that will not help you to climb back up. You will be frustrated with getting a consistent score which will not move ahead, which will not drop down. To improve it or to go beyond that, you have to develop a habit of reading every day. Second, timing. Yes, timing is essential because we already have an hour in our hand. And like the other module listening, this reading paper does not have the 10-minute transfer sheet luxury. So you have to transfer your answers on the spot. So timing is very essential. Now since you have 3 papers to solve and those 3 need to be done under 20 minutes each, you have to learn a habit of first developing a habit of reading something and then utilizing the same habit to do it under an hour. Remember, avid readers were the ones who are able to understand what's written in front of them much quickly because they've read a lot of reading material. So this will help you form a timing. You can start with something around 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes, and as every reading paper you progress, you can take out 5 minutes, okay? This will help balance the time. If you are using up 1 hour 15 minutes and still if you're consistently scoring between 20 and 24, that means timing is not the issue. The issue is understanding, because even though taking an extra time, it's not helping you crack your IELTS result. Alright, so these are the 2 differentiations through which you can understand whether I need to focus on understanding English more or do I need to focus on my reading skills. Alright, 2 things. Understand, yes, understanding a question is very important. If you do it half reading it or quickly reading it, not capturing or not focusing on the controlling verbs there, will actually end up with the wrong answer. This happens because of a lot of reasons. Sometimes you're hesitant, sometimes you're nervous, sometimes because of a misunderstanding as well. So if you are checking your answers and if you're feeling that these answers which I've got incorrect match nowhere close to the answers given in the answer sheet, which means you are not able to understand the question at all. But if your answers closely match the area where the original answer used to be or is there, which means your understanding skills were perfect, you were just unable to link the answer correctly. Alright, so these are the 2 methods through which you can improve your understanding when you're checking your answers. Do not overthink. Once again, do not overthink, especially during headings and true false are not given. These are meaning-based questions. Meanings can simply change for people from looking at from their perception. If they are focusing or overthinking on a particular word too much, they will end up marking it wrong, and this happens most of the time. Alright, this is where you get a shock, and I knew the answer was this. Unfortunately, I was not able to write it down. So this overthinking, it has to be stopped. Confidence, yes, that's the key. You need to be very confident about yourself. You need to be confident about reading. You need to be confident about English. Unless and until you're feeling confident about this, a language cannot be learned. Language needs to have confidence for it to write, for it to be spoken, because only when you're confident, you're pinning your thoughts down more confidently and allows you to rationalize your approach and specifically get good marks in IELTS. My students here follow the same approach. I motivate them more on confidence rather than making them sit in the classroom bunched up like kids and making them hear the same lectures again. These need to be discovered on, beginning with the general part of it. General people have a little bit different criteria. They usually have around 3 to 4 passages, just smaller, and as you progress, the information gets a little bit higher, and one lengthy passage. Now, the first point I've written here is start from I, which means Roman numerical 1. So start always from the first passage. Don't try to do it, the reverse order. Sometimes during an examination, luck might work out, luck might not. So always have a standard pattern of approaching your reading paper. Second, your general reading paper, the first 3 passages are usually based on your office language. Something like a schedule would be given, an appointment, or probably a list of events happening around these, or probably brochures or any kind of instructions regarding what an employee needs to follow. Usually, they want you to understand the technical languages which are used in corporates. Okay, if you have a problem, you can go through your whole company papers, documents, appointment letters. These are the kind of languages where they usually base up the first, second, and the third paragraph. Alright? Yes, additional reading will be helpful. You guys have to also develop a level of reading, especially general people, because general people always complain about lack of time. So you have to fit something inside to understand the language which is given over there. Like I told you, it is based on situation, events, and timetables. So you have to be very clear. Usually general papers are not that difficult for a person to solve. It's based upon your simple understanding. If you're confused with a particular question, maybe you're not reading it right, or maybe you're overthinking. Controlling verbs are very important. They are widely used in the general reading paper. Or employees must submit their ID cards before coming to office. So must is the word which signifies that they have to. There is no other option. So if you're not reading it correctly, and the statement says that the employees have to submit their cards before they enter the office premises. However, this is actually on a personal basis. So here they are saying is that they have to, but this depends upon whether the employee wants to submit or not. So here the answer would be false. Something like this can, cause confusion. You might end up getting it true or not given. Confidence would be the last element over here. Yes, general people need to have confidence because after all they are applying for a PR position there in Canada, so they have to be confident about the language, they have to be confident about their scores, and they need to be confident about what they are reading. Unless and until they develop that habit of hitting a consistent 33-34, they will not be able to score anything above 30, because it's very easy to lose marks in general because you have a ceiling limit of 30. Under which if you fall, you might be out of the program. Alright, so I hope that these tips may help you. There will be some other tips I'll be sharing. We'll take it section by section from next week. Probably I'll write a small task here and lay down questions of true, false, not given to make you understand the concept a little bit much more better. Alright, so follow these tips. If you have any questions, if you need any guidance, then please inbox us. Thank you and have a wonderful year ahead.